This first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the 2025 Chicago Charities Grand Prix with live streaming, brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corian. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local tournament sponsors: Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Wintrust, Viking Athletics, CPTC, the Chicago Platform Tennis Charities Men's League, and CNSWPL, Chicago North Suburban Women's Paddle League. I'm Mike Raleigh alongside Guy Moore, bringing you the men's semifinal match between Adam Morgan and Graham McNerney versus Sven Burus and Russell Benkaim. Guy, welcome to the booth.
Thank you, Mike Raleigh. Going to be a great match here. Weather in Chicago is like perfect paddle weather. In the mid-30s, a little snow coming down, but better than we expected. McNerney Morgan, our national champions, Sven Burus and Russell Benkaim just have been an up-and-coming team for, I don't know, the last part of last season, right, Mike? And
I'd say so, yeah.
And, it's, in this tournament here, you got, you have a couple teams. I mean, we have the other semis with Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar playing Tommy Gregorich and Tin Ostovich. I mean, just a lot of up-and-coming teams here, right?
Yeah.
Ready to make a move.
Well, it's fun to see. We've got last year's national champions in that over 5-hour-plus round or match, Morgan and McNerney. And then, Sven Burus and Mick won the 2022, I believe, national championship. And, Russell Benkaim, he's not lost in the deep parts of tournaments either.
Not at all.
Of the four players, he doesn't have quite the pedigree, but he's got all the shots and then some. I mean, extremely dynamic player. Has got offense and just about all areas of the court: forehand, two-handed backhand, spin overheads. So I think this is shaping up to be a pretty good match.
Well, when you talk about McNerney and Morgan, I mean, these guys just don't ever beat themselves. They
Right.
just don't. If you're going to win that match against them, you actually have to beat them. What does that mean? They're just not going to give you freebies. They're just very disciplined, and they just play. They complement each other so well, and it's interesting too, because when you don't expect Morgan's just so solid and steady, but he will surprise you when you least expect it. Burus and Benkaim, like you said, Mike, Benkaim has got one of the best cutter overheads in the game. I mean, it's just nasty. And Burus, I mean, his weapon is his two-handed backhand from the baseline. So it's going to be a great matchup. And here's the other thing. I don't know how much these guys have played each other. I mean, they know each other, but they haven't played each other very often.
I was talking to Burus a little bit ago before they went out, and I asked him kind of what their game plan was, and he said, we know what we're in for. We're going to be in for the long haul. To your point, he said they're not going to give us much, so we really have to stay patient, and be mentally prepared to be out there, a long time. And it just, there's no surprises on how Morgan and McNerney will play.
Well, interesting enough, after the Nationals last year, I was talking to McNerney, a month or so, actually at the Mixed Nationals. He stopped by the house where I was staying at, and I asked him about, the finals last year. I mean, you called it. It was well over 5 hours, right? Almost 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
And I said to McNerney, what do you think about playing that long? He goes, listen, if you think I want to play a match for 6 hours, there's nothing worse than I'd rather do. He goes, but if that's what it takes to win, that's what we'll do. So, and that's just the mentality of Morgan McNerney. I mean, they're not going to go away.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, you look back at their season last year, they kind of built up to that final.
Absolutely.
We'll turn it over to Tyler Brandenburg as he introduces the players here.
McNerney and his partner from Lake Bluff, Illinois, Adam Morgan. To my right, from Summit, New Jersey, Russell Benkaim, and his partner from Moorestown, New Jersey, Sven Burus. McNerney and Morgan won the toss and have elected to receive.
There we go. Thank you, Chair. Umpire Tyler Brandenburg is up there doing his yeoman's work, man. Being up in that chair at 35 degrees.
Absolutely.
10-mile-an-hour wind.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he's got his long johns on.
The other thing, too, Mike, that's different this season on the APTA men's side of the tour is the scoring. Best 2 out of 3 sets, but on the first deuce, it's a no-ad point, and it is the server's choice of who they serve to. And that has done the game justice in a big way, right? You're not going to have 6-hour matches anymore.
Well, I was asking Sven Burus about it and what his take was, and he's like, he goes, I like it in the sense that, for the fans, it gives a little more sense of drama, and he said it definitely ratchets up the pressure, and it will hopefully shorten some of those super long matches in that we're not getting multiple deuce games.
Well, we've seen it already. I mean, obviously the Nationals are the Nationals, but this is the next biggest tournament to it, so we haven't seen even 3 or 4 hour matches. It's eliminated that.
Yeah, and I love just the drama that it brings in.
It's so good. It really is. And it's funny because it's new. I think players are still getting used to it. Like, oh my gosh, it's a no-ad point.
And I keep bouncing back and forth between who does it favor? Does it favor the underdog, or does it favor the team that is expected to win? So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it favors the team who plays the big points well.
Yeah.
Because those are all big points. Because, you have numerous no-ad games in a match, and you come out on top of that.
I tell you, in the semifinals last night, in the match that I called with Mitch Granger, they had 5 no-ad points. And, there was 3, if not 4, in the first set. And the team that was down 4-1 won 3 in a row to bring it back to 4-all.
Right. It goes quick.
I tell you, Burus has got one of the biggest serves in the game.
He sure does. Speaking of our players, let's introduce them. You got Sven Burus serving, his partner at the net in the kind of gray sweatpants, Russell Benkaim. Across to our top left in the Under Armour sweatshirt, blue sweatshirt, you got Adam Morgan in the white hat. And you have Graham McNerney, his partner, green sweats, black top, ponytail.
And we got Adam Morgan in what would be the Sunday blue hoodie instead of the Tiger Woods red.
Right.
And we're off.
And that's what McNerney does so well, Mike. He just kind of pokes that drive, spots it, pulls you in. Not going to overhit that. And notice how low Morgan is. I mean, he is just so balanced all the time. Look at his base.
Who do you think's more disciplined, Adam Morgan or Graham McNerney?
That's a toss-up right there. I mean, complete toss-up. That's why they're such a good team. I mean, there's no one on the tour that knows more about the stats and charts matches than McNerney. Agree?
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, he's a dictionary, right?
He is a dictionary, a calculator, you name it. He is a student of the game.
He always has been too.
Mm-hmm.
Always has been. So, in a match like this too, Mike, when we talk about discipline and the fact that McNerney and Morgan just never go away, that's one of their strengths is teams just know and they feel like they have to press to beat them because you're not going to give me, they're not going to give you anything. And that's where Morgan is. I mean,
Wow.
You see that? Just no backswing.
I mean, be able to time that ball, heavy roller, and not only time it,
Well,
but to tap it, place that drive.
Well, that's twice in this first game Morgan's done that, right, and hit through Burus and Benkaim. I mean, there is no backswing. And notice he doesn't ever go backwards and drive the ball. He's always moving forwards. So, Mike, first question of the day.
Okay.
You're Burus and Benkaim. What's your net scheme? Who are you playing? You playing? I mean, again, like you feel like we're going to play Adam over there, but I mean, look, 3 drives, 3 points.
I would have to say that we're looking at. I mean, teams that historically have played the ball kind of deep and slow to McNerney's forehand. But I think over the course of last year, he has brought that forehand into play more and more, so it's become less of a safe zone.
Well, he puts so much spin on it too. I mean, every now and again he'll light it up, but he doesn't really ever miss it anymore. It's not a easy place to dump the ball, right?
Right.
You just can't because you don't know what's going to happen. All right, McNerney serving, 1-love. You don't see that much.
Jake, yeah.
And for a tall guy like McNerney is, probably 6'6", I mean, he uses his legs so much on that serve. And you'll see this today, too. McNerney has one of the best waterfall overheads in the game because of his height.
Yeah, and then we saw last year him hitting the waterfall through the center of the court as well when the players would try to pinch up the side screen and take that ball kind of on the rise. He'd change and adjust it by 12 feet and go dump to the middle.
Well, the temperature, I mean, this is almost perfect paddle weather with temperature-wise. And you saw McNerney, I mean, he carves the ball so well. I would love, and I think you'll see Morgan and McNerney do this, putting McNerney right into that overhead position almost every time at the net, especially at this temperature.
Well, and, with the ball not as bouncy, he can get that ball to lay down a little bit more with his spin, either off the back screen or the side screen. Nice bail there from Morgan.
Yeah, he knew when he hit that overhead that was not going to be a good matchup for him. But you know what? You play your ace a little bit, and then by moving back to the baseline, you're just back to neutral. That's the exact overhead I was talking about from Benkaim. I mean, it's one of the nastiest in the game, isn't it?
Right. I mean, boy, we saw there.
When do you see both players, McNerney and Morgan, just not budge for the ball?
Kind of look at each other.
Yeah, and just say, let's not lob that short again. So you know, you talk about overheads from McNerney and Morgan. I mean, Morgan has a fantastic roller over it. He tends to roll balls a lot. McNerney can hit the cutter and slash. So this is where I think I'd like to see them switch out, which they just did.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the play. And the reason why is a couple reasons. One, McNerney's got great height. Two, his spins, but more importantly, Morgan is just so solid at the net.
Boy, did you notice that? How many two-handers has Sven seen? That was the second one.
Right.
And they're clearly, part of their scheme is going to be dumping the ball into the middle, into Sven's forehand.
Right.
Avoiding Benkaim's two-hander.
You can even see Burus, how he sets up for the return of serve. He's looking for his two-handed back, and he's got two hands on the paddle ready to go. So if they're going to play that side of the court, they better make sure that ball goes into the side screen.
Wow.
Sitting on it.
Yeah.
Game, Benkaim, Burus.
1-1.
Tied 1 game all, first set.
I tell you what, Benkaim and Burus are doing a great job of locating their lobs where that ball is moving. They're setting one another up. I mean, they're forcing the ball to the outside wires. Benkaim's forehand and Burus's backhand, doing a great job.
Yeah, and I think that's anybody listening at home, watching it at home, that, you know, the lob is used as a tool to kind of direct the overheads into their specific spots that they're looking to, you know, they're trying to hit based on the spot of the lob, is really limiting and almost channeling the overhead into directions that they want.
Absolutely. Well, when you lob well, you can kind of dictate two things: who's hitting it, obviously, and where the next ball's going. Notice how much they're moving their lobs around. You don't see McNerney hitting 5 overheads in a row. I mean, they're moving those lobs around where Morgan's hitting one and then McNerney the next.
Boy, Benkaim made that volley look easy, didn't he?
It was on his shoelaces.
15 all.
So we're at dead even here, Mikey. 1-1, 15-all. First set, quarterfinals, men's Chicago Charities 2025. We've gotten lucky with the weather too. It's supposed to be pretty nasty here today, and it's great.
I think they're saying for tonight into tomorrow, a little lake effect snow, a lot of lake effect snow potentially from North Shore all the way around the lake into Indiana and southwest Michigan.
So early on here, you have McNerney making a couple forehand mistakes. A little uncharacteristic, you agree?
Yeah, I'd just say, you know, we're still in the infancy of the match, and kind of getting his bearings. And the good news was it was a location error more than a decision. You know, he didn't make a poor decision. Just an execution. He maybe hit it to the smaller target. He needs to be a little bit bigger with his targeting.
And I think McNerney's forehand is a nice weapon as long as there's no indecision. The more he thinks about it, the more that you could get a couple freebies and errors. But if he doesn't think about it and it happens quick, he just does not make mistakes there. Good idea to let that drop. think these are the types of points we're going to see here, Mike?
This is what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, and then it just becomes about attrition, who's willing to stay in the point longer. Benkaim and Burus stay on these sides back there just to give a different look early.
I think so.
I actually like it. I like Burus over there with that backhand in the middle. And I mean, you got two weapons in the middle.
And we saw Benkaim has got the two-hander on the outside, so.
And you know, Mike, Burus and Benkaim, I mean, they had a really successful last part of last season, but I mean, teams haven't gotten a lot of looks at them. They just haven't been playing together that long.
Yeah, it was Burus had said, you know, he was expecting that they are going to have to play very patiently and methodical. And then, you know, with a smile, he's like, and, you know, I've got a partner who loves to bring it. So he's like, it'll be a kind of managing the shots. Boy, I love that little soft roller at
So
Morgan's
smart.
feet.
So smart. Yeah, so early on here, I'll tell you what, 2-1 Benkaim and Burus, kind of the opposite of what we expected with Morgan and McNerney. They don't give you a lot. But
Right, and they have.
They really have. I mean, and that's the difference right now. Nothing tactical about it, really.
See our court director stats there. Early in the match. 7 points won to 8 points won. But I think it's critical if we look at the Benkaim Burus points won, we've had, I think, you know, 4 of those have been missed forehand drives from either Morgan or McNerney.
Yeah, and I think we can expect very quickly for those guys to clean that up. That's the backbone of their success is just 0 mistakes.
You see, Morgan, he was one of the early adapters of that underhand serve, and he's one of the few that continues to be fully committed to it. He hits it about as well as anybody and has. I mean, I wouldn't change it either.
No, well, you know what, the thing about that underhand serve for Morgan is he's just committed to it. I mean, he trusts it and has good paddle head speed. And I mean, how many other guys are you seeing hit that these days? I mean, I can't really even think. Maybe Mitchell and Durant used to do it quite a bit.
They dabble, yeah.
Yeah.
That we got to watch out for if we're Benkaim and Burus. A nice third panel slam covered very well by Benkaim.
Yeah, that drift, you know, that defensive drift moving over there because Burus was moving to his left, and you could kind of see McNerney load up, getting ready to hit that bit. But Benkaim's there before the ball's ever hit, so there's 0 scramble. What do you think the advantage of that underhand serve is, Mike?
Well, I think the big thing is if you pay attention to the contact point of the driver, the returner, when they're hitting their drive, the ball tends to stay lower.
Right.
So they're not able to, in effect, drive the ball, you know, from a contact point that's above the net and drive the ball out over the net. They actually have to lift it. And so they're not able to fully unload on it. They're still able to drive it, but it's mitigating the damage that can be done by the returner.
I'll tell you what, that series of drives that just happened with Adam Morgan, I mean, 4 straight drives, but every single ball at a different location. Yeah, with that underhand serve, you're just not able to generate a ton of offense. It's just hard.
15-30.
Tell you what, Benkaim, great drive there. Great spot. I like the location of where Burus was going with that drive, though.
A good miss. He missed it just long.
Yeah, I liked where he was going. Benkaim has incredible paddle head speed on that forehand. Look at that. See what I mean?
Yeah, there's some
Unbelievable.
torque. Great hands.
Wow. Wow.
And that you notice that reply there from, I mean, Burus, he knew it was coming, kept his hands, stayed low, kept his hands out in front, and very quiet.
I mean, that forehand from Benkaim, Mike, I mean,
There's some rotation on that thing in
there's
there.
heavy RPMs. You know what it's almost like it reminds me of is like Power's forehand. There's just no backswing and just so much spin. Like, I would be surprised if he ever missed it long with that amount of rotation.
Yeah.
You see how far over Burus was there? I mean, right behind Benkaim, looking to cover.
Yeah, they do a great job in trailing. They're not going to let a ball hit the neck and kick to the center.
I tell you what, in terms of a baseline scheme, in terms of moving together, great team to watch because they play so well as a team from the baseline in terms of their movement.
A lob volley to get the team out of there by Morgan.
And you know what, too, Mike? As disciplined as Morgan and McNerney are, I mean, early on in this match, how disciplined are Burus and Benkaim?
Yeah.
I mean, they are. Talk about not giving anything away. Nothing. Zero. McNerney does such a good job with these deck lobs. I mean, he just blocks the ball and just kind of picks away at you.
And from that same look, you saw that he's able to go to a little kind of a probing chip drive.
Yeah, a little stab.
And I think the thing with the deck lob, what it does is it steals time away from the net team.
Absolutely.
You know, the ball's back in their airspace. It's the first blitz off of the lob we've seen today.
But you to your point, Mike, McNerney played most of those balls off the deck, and then eventually he's able to do what he just did. Sneak in, kind of poke away at you. Benkaim and Burus on opposite side. They seem comfortable staying here when they do switch out like this.
Yeah, I like it. It gives them a different look, and we know they can play both sides.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
They're just looking for a slight mistake of overhead placement.
I mean, you don't like the middle here, do you?
Middle is a danger spot now.
I mean, there is no middle. And by the way, McNerney and Morgan haven't hit one ball there with this. And that's what we talk about, too, from a net scheme perspective. When players switch out in the backcourt, your net scheme has to change. I mean, they have not hit one ball to the middle. They're the first one.
And look what happened.
Exactly.
I mean, they get a drive. Probably not a drivable ball because of the depth.
I still like that switch out back there, whether intentional or not.
You saw it force them to play the ball out to the wings and away from the center, which is the safest spot normally
Right,
for a
and
team to play.
which makes that net team move a lot more.
Here's our first no-ad point. And Guy, why is it the server's choice as opposed to the returner's choice, which is more of a traditional tennis?
Well, I think in paddle serving, certainly at this level, isn't an advantage. It's just simply not. I
So
mean,
it levels the playing field a little bit.
it does. I mean, because we do know that still many paddle points in within the first 3 shots, and if you're serving and you choose to serve and volley, you're responsible for 2 out of those 3. Do you like Benkaim in the overhead position here, or Burus?
I think through the course of the match, the Benkaim can do more damage, but I also think that he might give away more. So I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I think that's something we should kind of be watching for.
Absolutely. Well, Burus has a little bit more height, but Benkaim's cutter is so good, and the threat of it is so good as well.
Boy, that was hammered. Great drive. That was a full commitment back to what you were talking before.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was no indecision there.
Yeah, I think the more time McNerney thinks about that forehand, the less effective it is. And you, Mike, you've seen here in the last game and a half, McNerney and Morgan just go into that lockdown mode where they just don't give you anything. You're also seeing McNerney starting to move vertically. And I'll tell you what about McNerney, too. He's got one of the best forehand volleys in the game.
Especially when he's moving forward.
Absolutely. Like that. Committed to that, didn't he?
Wow. That is hard. I mean, it's the difficulty level of that return off of Burus, as I said before. Burus has got one of the biggest kick serves into the ad side. And McNerney made that thing look silly. But as good as that drive was, we're right back in the middle of the point now.
There's that forehand volley we were talking about. I mean, that is not easy down by his right hip.
McNerney Morgan. McNerney Morgan leads 3 games to 2 in the first set.
Mike, let me tell you about our sponsor, Corient. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at Corient.com. Great sponsor for the last few years for the APTA Tour. Corient, just amazing.
Yeah, they are. It's funny the tie-in between the decision-making here on the paddle court, the decision-making and money management.
All right, Graham McNerney serving 3-2 first set men's semifinals 2025 Chicago Charities. You look for them to switch here, Mike?
I would say give it 2 or 3, and if they haven't switched, it means the lobs have been too good.
You know, it's interesting, too. I mean, we've seen McNerney, when they do switch out at certain points of different matches, how much they are committed to it. But, you know, maybe they're not there yet in this match, and there they go. Good switch. There's that hard side back McNerney loves to hit. Morgan doing a great job of sliding out of the way to the right.
Careful.
Yeah, Morgan, I mean, got to be careful with that ball to Burus's backhand if it doesn't go to the wire. The reason for that, too, is because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get a lob or a drive, and that certainly affects the positioning at the net when you're hitting a ball to a spot that allows your opponent to be unpredictable. Great get by Morgan. What do you think Morgan prefers, his forehand or his backhand, drive-wise?
Boy.
I mean, they're both pretty equitable, right?
Yeah, I think on the outside, when he's hitting it and has the ability to hit a forehand on the outside, he's got more options.
Right,
You know,
angle-wise.
he's got angle-wise, he's got a little more of the line, he's got, through the middle and then the angle coming cross court. But from the two-hander, he's more restricted from the middle to the middle.
Right. Benkaim did a great job of getting out of the way there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Love 30.
You see Morgan bailing early there. He knew that was coming. Smart. Wow.
That was a great get from Benkaim, because
Sure
that
was.
nasty rolling. I think people need to understand that the roller hit into the deuce corner by a righty will bite that side screen, where the roller from a righty hit into the ad side screen tends to bump up. And that's why I think you'll see more of those heavy rollers into the deuce corner, because the ball does tend to bite.
Well, and your first thought, too, is get out of the way, right?
Yeah,
You don't know which way to go. On the backhand side, you know which way to go. No one's going to hit a roller into the middle hard where you're able to. Wow, that is a great move by Burus. I'd like to see more of that from him.
Yeah, you've seen in the last 2 points that little almost pulling a McNerney on McNerney and Morgan.
I tell you what, Mike, he covers ground in a hurry, doesn't he?
That's game 3-all.
Wow. Even though we're at 3-all in the first set, it's kind of been a set of momentums, right?
Little mini runs.
Yeah.
It shows you how heavy that ball is for Morgan on a forehand.
Great location right in the middle.
Right hip.
And not only that, the height of that ball. It wasn't low. It had a little altitude to it. And it's just constant pressure from McNerney spin overhead. I mean, he's controlling the tempo here big time. Morgan stays out of his way. But Morgan's always there when McNerney needs him, ready to volley. That's why you don't see any scramble from this team at the net. Smart, great lob. That's not an easy lob at all right there. Moving forward, moving quick.
And the threat of what, if he doesn't hit it right, he's eating that ball.
He's going to have that right in his chest. Such a great ball. McNerney does that so well, doesn't he?
It's been kind of one of the staples of his game.
I mean, just on top of that so quick. You know, McNerney's hands, Mike, are so quiet when he's hitting volleys and even a chip backhand like that. There's just zero backswing. Nothing.
I mean, it's all about, the disguise and then basically just the redirection of the ball and getting it back. I don't mind that move. It's quick enough to recover from it.
And I will tell you, going back to what McNerney did a point ago with that backhand, that move, just you saw him moving there. He was just looking for it. They've got to be very careful with that. Wow, a lot of spin on that. Look at Morgan. notice too, these teams, any type of lob that's got any depth or is going to hurt them, they just 100% let it bounce.
It's a great eye from Benkaim to let that one go through.
Couple forehand errors from Morgan we just don't usually see. He'll probably start lobbing that ball until he gets an easier look.
Do you recall ever seeing Morgan pinch that and move up, take that ball on the rise? I don't know if I've ever seen him make that play.
Yeah, he tends to sit back and wait a little bit, but
He'll hit this.
great location by McNerney there. Volley by Benkaim. Like, there you go.
Kinda did there.
Every ball's in a different spot that he hits. Just methodical. We are dead even here, Mike. 3-all, 30-all. That was kind of the obvious, wasn't it?
Well, you know.
I mean, someone's got to say it, right?
Right.
Again, you have this look with Benkaim. They're switching back. I was going to wonder about that, but you know, so far, because we are dead even, it's just been, I mean, both these teams are playing pretty similar. I mean, they're just not, and the spurts and runs have happened when the other team just makes errors that they normally don't make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess my point is, tactically, there's not much to change on either side. You agree?
Oh, you know, again, it's more of an execution error than you know, either decision making.
Yeah, it's not tactical. So, question, Mike. Things stay this way. What's going to be the difference maker on either side of the net? What do you think?
I think the biggest, to me, I think the differentiator is going to be Russell Benkaim. Just in the sense that it, you know, I think that Morgan and McNerney pretty much know what we're going to get. Burus as well. I think and Benkaim, it's, you know, I just think that if he continues to play as solid as he is now, that's a big, you know, that's huge.
Yeah, and I tell you what, with this temperature too, I would love to see him hit more cutters because his overhead is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Almost in a dedicated move that Burus and Benkaim put him in that overhead position. And this takes nothing away from Burus's overhead.
Right.
But the threat of that cutter from Benkaim, we haven't seen it yet, but it is one of the best cutters in the game.
Well, he did hit that one early in the match up the middle.
True. When's the last time you saw Morgan and McNerney not move for a ball?
Yeah.
That overhead?
That's how good it was. You know, I got a text question about Morgan's underhand serve on the text line here. About the advantages of the underhand. We'd already talked about kind of they can't hit down on it, but, you know, Betsy Brace was asking, you know, will more players utilize it? I think that ship has sailed.
I do too.
You know,
And
for a while there, I wouldn't call it a fad, but it was kind of the go-to serve.
well, I would say to Betsy too, the fact of the matter is you have to feel 100% comfortable with the semi-western grip serving the ball, because you can't decel on that. And you notice with Morgan's underhand serve, not only does it have great rotation where the ball comes down, but it's so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's hitting this serve, no one's lighting up the return.
And it's heavy. You know, it's deep and placed well, but it's got so much spin on it.
Do they switch back here or stay?
I like to stay.
I like them. I like them
here.
to stay too, but they switched back the previous game when this happened. I think it's just wow. Guess we like them staying.
Well,
Hey,
it makes me look smart, doesn't it?
By the way, that's why they stayed.
Good call.
I mean, I tell you what, usually when you have teams, if one of the players loves their backhand, their partner might not have as good of a backhand. Benkaim and Burus have amazing backhands.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But you saw the return from Burus there on that underhand serve from Morgan. He hit like a little chip return one-hander.
Do you got that shot, Mikey?
I don't have any of the shots that these guys have. I got their misses. Give me their misses, you know.
Okay.
Great communication.
I tell you, as good as both of these teams are, I mean, so far it's just coming down. It's again, we said it a minute ago. It's not tactical. It's just technically who's going to make the fewest errors. I mean, that's where we are.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely. It's a great example there.
Love 30. Love 30.
Adam Morgan serving, love 30. McNerney Morgan up 4-3. Men's semis. There's a good look at Benkaim's forehand. I mean, just so much rotation.
Well, I like the discipline, how he hit the first one and then laid, threw the
Absolutely.
lob up on the second
Absolutely.
because he didn't have any sort of advantage on, position.
Tell you what, Benkaim and Burus are doing a great job of, especially Burus. He just hits that probing drive, just kind of to pull them in and keep McNerney and Morgan, I don't want to say off balance, but the drives that have caused the volley mistakes for McNerney and Morgan have not been hard drives. They're just
Well placed, well timed, right?
absolutely.
Boy, battle back to 15:30 here. A little score update for the Tommy G. Tin Stojic versus Regalado and Salazar. 6-1, 4-love for Regalado Salazar. In our other semifinal, Chicago Charities. First Grand Prix of the season.
Just a great energy level here, hasn't it been all weekend?
Yeah, it's a shame that the weather kind of played a bit of a factor there. Typically that Saturday night quarterfinal time is, from the women's final into the quarterfinals. It's usually kind of an electric, and it was somewhat muted due to the rain.
I'll tell you what, though, the APTA did a great job moving all those quarters up just because the rain was
Smart
steady
move.
and didn't affect the term as much as it could. And today we're getting an unbelievable breather. I mean, this is perfect paddle weather, right?
I'd say so.
No wind, no sun, no snow right now. Like you said, Mike, good battle back from Love 30. And this is kind of the template of Morgan and McNerney, though. They get locked in and they just do not continue making mistakes. And not only that, they take advantage of when their opponents do make mistakes.
Yeah, half the battle here is receiving more than you give.
True.
Right? The points
True.
that you give away, you're going to take more than you give. Nice move from Burus.
Wow, that's great hands by Morgan. Silliness. All right. I mean,
as a fan of the game, that's some of the best right there.
Can I just say ridiculous?
Yes, that's redunculous too.
Wow. You know, and I'll tell you what, too. It's when we ask about difference makers on teams, you know, Morgan just does things like that. It doesn't surprise me anymore, but it's just like just because of his personality, he's just so chill and just, you know what I mean?
Unflappable. Yeah.
Right, but then all of a sudden, I mean, he's got the killer in him, right?
Oh, he's I think about as competitive as anybody.
I tell you what, early on this season, we haven't seen a ton of Morgan and McNerney, but McNerney's forehand is a different character. Mm-hmm. You agree?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I think
he used to push that ball a little bit, but it almost looks like he's moved his grip over a little bit more to the right, and that forces you to accelerate through the ball. You know what I'm trying to say? Here's what I'm trying to say. I just feel like he's more committed to it when he's hitting it. You agree?
Well, I think one of the things that he's done over the course of years is he has taken what some may view as, how about those drives?
That's what I'm saying about Morgan. I mean, he just, and I tell you what's so impressive about his drive is the location. There's not one ball that goes to the same spot.
Yeah.
With huge intent.
All right, great job, guys.
You know how good of a drop shot that is that Morgan doesn't even move for it.
Yeah. Look how committed he is to that. We did not see that nearly as much as we've seen already this year than last year. You agree?
Yeah, but I have to say, I think it was, it was prior to the Nationals. Was it Boston that it was almost a 5-hour semifinal match that Morgan and McNerney played, and McNerney started hitting the forehand, and it was the differentiator in the match. That's a good volley.
I'll tell you what.
Great protection.
Two things in this match so far. I know we're talking about McNerney's forehand, but Morgan's forehand and his location, and I think this is going to be the complete obvious, but how good are his volleys?
Yeah.
Wow. That's the big time cutter. That's what I'm saying. I want to see him hit more of that. I mean, who's getting that ball?
You probably could. I couldn't. Boy, it's pretty solid there, Coach. Game in first set for McNerney Morgan, 6-3. And And we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming brought to you by CSM Media and Streambox Labs and match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Mike Raleigh alongside Guy Moore, the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois. A semifinal match between Graham McNerney, Adam Morgan versus Russell Benkaim and Sven Burus. It's an exciting first set there, won by McNerney Morgan 6-3 in the first. You know, it just, I mean,
Speechless?
yeah, it just is a really good set, you know. And
You speechless, partner?
it's one of the few times I ever been. I talk in my sleep. But, you know, I was getting deep into that match. You saw it 3-all, we're neck and neck, and then a few points here and there.
Well, that's what McNerney and Morgan do. They, you know, we just said, like, it felt like a minute ago, you know, this isn't coming down to anything tactical, and then all of a sudden it's 3-all, basically dead even at 30-all, and then McNerney Morgan just run away with it. And I think that's the strength of their team, is when things matter the most, they just do not give you anything.
Yeah.
All right, Graham McNerney serving in the black sweatshirt. Adam Morgan in the blue sweatshirt, or not sweatshirt anymore, blue shirt, gray sweatpants. In the backhand side, do you look for them to switch here or stay?
There we go.
Okay, I guess that's
Couldn't
our
commit.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other side of the net, in the black shirt, white hat, we have Russell Benkaim and his partner, Sven Burus, in the black sweats and gray sweatshirt. And you know what? Even though they would be fine on the other sides, the way they just finished that first set, why not switch back?
Don't change a winning
No.
game plan.
And especially the momentum they had just running off 3 straight games. Very important for Benkaim and Burus to win this first game here to reestablish some momentum. So good.
15 love.
I think if Morgan had long hair, he would definitely give us like a hair flip there. What do you think?
Maybe we can, by nationals, do you think he could get the flowing locks? Maybe we can talk him into growing it out.
You agree with me? That,
Yeah,
I mean,
he could join the all-hair team with Graham and
Yeah.
Andrew Long.
Yeah.
Who else? Tanaka. He's got some flow, right, from Delaware.
Wow. What a
get.
great get from Benkaim. Be careful with that, Burus. I tell you what McNerney and Morgan have done too. They have done an amazing job of eliminating Burus and Benkaim's offense. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Well, we're watching it. I mean, and that would, I would say too, that Benkaim and Burus have to find a way to get more offensive looks.
You know, from the stats from Court Director, an interesting thing that popped up after that first set, that neither team has won over 50% of their service points. Not surprising.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you go back to the question about on the no ad point on the men's side, why does a server get to choose?
Yep.
I mean, that's the answer.
But you look at, I think, the difference in my opinion, the first set, Morgan was serving down love 30 and came back and won that game. That was a huge moment in that set.
It sure was, because they ran the next two games off, right?
Yeah, it's kind of busted some momentum, swung it.
Great back. There's a good look at that backhand from Burus. Intentional switch back there?
Yes, it was.
Sure was. I like it.
Right ball, right ball.
Absolutely. Sitting up, moving forward. Graham McNerney serving 30-40. First game of the second set. 25 Charities.
This is the first Grand Prix of 5 this year, all leading up to the Nationals in Canoebrook this year in New Jersey.
That's going to be fun, isn't it?
I think it shall.
Great venue.
Is your good friend Drew Broderick? Is he the tournament director, or
He
just
is
the host site?
He's the director of rackets, and great club, Canoebrook and Summit. Cool thing about that too is Drew Broderick and Jared Palmer going into the APTA Hall of Fame this year.
That's pretty exciting.
Kind of cool to do it at your own club, right?
Well deserved.
And I think this is good too, Mike. You know, just again showing us a different look from the baseline with, you know, going back to what we said at the end of the first set. You know, Burus and Benkaim not getting looks at their offense, so them switching out like this really shrinks the middle because there isn't one.
Yeah. Here comes our second no-ad point. This is a Vegas ball.
Great serve by McNerney. Not that easy to get that ball to the side screen. Who's this game more important to, Mike?
I think it's Benkaim Burus.
Has to be.
Absolutely.
Great hard side back by McNerney.
Oh, what a lob.
Wow. Oh.
That's a great play. Great play.
Sure was just a little indecision by Morgan there, which you don't see often.
You know, we got 3 of the 4 players on the court are, rackets professionals. Benkaim is the director of rackets at Mountain Ridge Country Club in West Caldwell, New Jersey. I'm sure he's got the whole membership watching this match. Sven is what is it, Essex Fells?
Essex Fells and Essex Fells, New Jersey.
And then we've got Adam Morgan, Birchwood Club up in Highland Park, not just 9 miles away north here. Co-director with his wonderful wife. Also participated deep into the tournament in the women's draw. Allison.
Mike, what would you say was the difference in that first set? We were at 3-all, 30-all.
I know the turning point in the match was clearly, or in the set, was clearly they came back from love 30. But boy, you look at it, and there were, I think, 2 or 3 volleys from Morgan
Absolutely.
and McNerney that, that they hit. So it was a combination of great volleys and then a few spotted drives from Morgan that, he, like you said, it was 2-3 balls in a row that he drove, and he drove them to different spots.
Yeah.
Making minor adjustments, but definitely never letting the volleyer feel comfortable at the net.
Well, and that's why I asked the question, because I think Morgan's forehand and Morgan's volleys at the end of that first set were the difference. He just had, the forehand and the location. Really, really good. And then his volleys, at key moments.
Yeah.
Love 30. No, it's 5-all. Correction, 5-all. 15-30.
Russell Benkaim serving, 1-love, 15-30, second set.
30-all.
I'll tell you what, Benkaim Burus win this game. Great mo going into the second set. Benkaim Burus stay or switch?
It's a great overhead.
Sure is. I don't know. Again, I just love Benkaim's cutter so much. But it's just a different look with each of them in that overhead position. You've seen the 2 that Benkaim's hit today. Untouchable. I like it, though.
Yeah.
I do.
Little left court fault. Takes us to 1-all.
Eddie Morgan. Tied. Second set at 1-all.
Adam Morgan serving. And again, Mike, Morgan and McNerney they just don't ever go away. You see how Morgan slides to the right, and then he's right back in the middle, putting pressure on that part of the court. Talk about a volley, right? Good move, though.
Great move. I think his target was a little aggressive. That court, sometimes it can be a cruel cruel bounce off the leg.
Well, he
guard.
still hasn't missed one long, so. He just snaps that forehand, doesn't
Yeah. And we got a front row seat for it, too. What a
he?
get.
Great get. Wow.
High risk reward there.
That either goes
I
over
think-
over his head or it's in his chest. Through his chest,
I
probably.
think McNerney is breathing a large sigh of relief
Yeah.
there. See a little bit of more frustration keep creeping in here from Benkaim and Burus. And that, has everything to do with what you were saying about, Morgan and McNerney. They just are not giving. They go into this lockdown mode where they apply constant pressure, but then there's a whole nother level of pressure because they're not giving anything away.
Yeah, they just don't. And, as close as that, think about it, right? As close as that first set was up until 3-all, then all of a sudden there's just separation because of what you just said. They just go into a mode where they just stop missing altogether.
Yeah.
And then as a team, think about it, right? As a team at this level, it just comes down to who feels like they have to press.
And generally, the team that presses, unless they're perfect, they're coming in second place, because this isn't a game of that constant pressing. When we talk about pressing, it doesn't mean that it just means that maybe they're going for a little bit more, or they're trying to hit, a better and better shot, and that. Another pressure point, what pressure happens, can create cracks.
Let me ask you this too. When you watch this match right here, does it look like this is just the template McNerney and Morgan use all the time. They're not doing anything different than they normally do.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing, with the McNerney-Morgan team is you almost have to play flawless to beat them.
I think Morgan will like a different target there.
Yeah, you don't see him trying to hit through people as much as locating that drive. Great poach by Benkaim. Must-win game for Benkaim Burus here, Mikey.
I think so. It
Kind of has to be, right?
If it gets away from him here, it's a tough road to hoe.
Wow.
It's a good fake.
I don't know if I've seen that lately. Have you?
It's a play you don't see a lot, but boy, when they do it, half the time it works all the time. How quick was Benkaim to be able to get over there and cover for his partner? It's a good partner.
There's that ball. You just don't know if McNerney's going to lob or drive. Yeah, Morgan would definitely give us a hair flip if he had it. Don't you think?
It would talk him into just letting the flow grow out.
I like the arm pumps he gives, though, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I love that. So good. That's the one I'm talking about. You just don't know if he's going to lob or drive it. He holds it so well. And as much as I like his forehand, I think that shot is just so effective because it's just so unpredictable.
Well, and it forces the net team to, to decide, do we defend the drive or do we defend the lob?
Exactly right.
30-40.
Spin Burus serving 30-40, down 2-1, second set.
And here we go with another. And this
Wow.
is where the no ad really gets, it almost gives.
Well, think about it. They were just down 40-15. Let's
Yeah.
let them go here. And then all of a sudden it's back to deuce. And no, I mean, talk about momentum change. Wow, great volley. Oh, wow.
Shows you how big that point was if we ever see any emotion out of McNerney,
I don't know if I've seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. 40-15 and then, wow, 3 straight points.
Yeah, and they fought off 3 break points because of that no ad.
Absolutely.
Love 15.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, that's how quick the match can change. Down a set, down 40-15, and it feels like a lot of the momentum right now is with Benkaim and Burus. Wow.
15 all.
Do you think McNerney's going hard into that back screen on his deuce serve, just kind of figuring he wants Benkaim to drive off rather than driving it off the deck, he's forcing him to.
I think it just gives Morgan and McNerney time.
Yeah.
I mean, plus it's McNerney's serve. I mean, that's his rhythm. I mean, I don't know the last time I've seen McNerney push a serve.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
I mean, actually, we don't talk about Morgan and McNerney's serve enough. Meaning, like, you saw McNerney fall at the first point of the game, but I just don't see many fall. I mean, it's just a part of their game. Another part of their game, they don't give you anything. Burus and Benkaim stay or switch, Mike?
I think they stay.
It's kind of an easy answer, Wow, that's so good.
Oh, that was nice.
That's why they stayed.
Yep. I mean, all these guys play the screen so well, but things to look for is the early preparation, the constant small step adjustments is.
Well, and they're
Playing the
making
ball.
all these spins look easy. They're
Yeah.
not.
I mean, nicks and spins. And
I was saying yesterday afternoon too that as great as the offense is from all these top men's and ladies teams, their defense is just spectacular.
well, and that's as the offense. I mean, you look at the change in the game. I mean, the evolution of the game and how things have become much more offensive, but with that comes better defense.
Absolutely.
Right? I see the wind picking up now.
Big time. That's 30 miles an hour right there, Mike. And again, when you feel like the momentum's going against McNerney Morgan, they go again into that mode where
Look at that. Serve right into the corner. See one of the paddle greats over in the corner there in the gray stocking cap and the blue Bill Fiedler, national champion.
40-30.
Skokie Country Club member. Some of the best hands to ever play the game.
wow. Again, 40-15, and here we are, another no-ad point. Going to Burus again.
Bomb this at the corner again, right at the crease. Wisely chooses to block lob that and not let it go to the screen because it was tracking to the corner.
I'll tell you what, Burus and Benkaim, wow. That was close.
Awful close to me.
Great get off the board.
And you're watching too that pay attention to these lobs. The majority of the lobs are forcing a player hitting the overhead within kind of a 6-foot band, 3 feet inside the service line and 3 feet beyond. And I think that the amateurs will think of a good lob as one that's, landing behind the team at the net. And the reality is here, they're, like we've talked about, they're trying to set up their drive opportunities, not take the net over with the lob.
Isn't it amazing, too, and obviously it's one of the biggest points in the match, how simplistic the game becomes?
Yeah.
I mean, Benkaim and Burus haven't driven a ball once. They've lobbed 50, 60 straight balls. It just shows you how important the point is. In fact, I don't even think they're looking to drive here.
And if they do, it's going to be the perfect drive.
Absolutely like that. I mean,
oh, boy. Well played point. I think Adam Morgan had expected Burus to make a move down the line. He was going to hit behind him.
and that's 2 straight no-ad games. Talk about.
With a 15-40 deficit.
Right. That's got to steal some momentum, right?
Well, we'll see.
What do you call it in tennis? Break and consolidate?
Consolidate the break here.
I mean, think about it. It's 3-2. It could easily be the other way around with Morgan and McNerney. I mean,
Well,
240. I mean, you just don't. That's uncharacteristic
Could be
of them.
4-1. Right?
Easily. All right, Russell Benkaim serving 3-2. I tell you what, I'm impressed, Mike, too. I mean, not that I didn't expect it, but Burus and Benkaim just doing a great job of staying in the moment.
Yeah, they have. You know, and
You know what I mean? They just, it would be easy to go away. Talk about our other semi, Mike, with Regalado Salazar and Tommy G and
10. They looked like the score. It was not a. It was over quick.
it was.
There's that overhead.
So that's 3, and not one of them. When he hits it that well, they're just not coming back. That's why I like him in that position. I just think the threat of that.
Well, and it also allows, from the right-hand side, it allows Burus. He can still work the waterfall or the down-up overhead into Morgan's corner.
I mean, think about all the matches you've watched this tournament. Benkaim's hit that overhead 3 times and not even close to being returnable.
Yeah, and it's not in today's game. That isn't, and I don't know if it's a product of the ball. I have my theories, but that is not a shot that is, in the game today. Most of the point-ending overheads are kind of the shortcut drops and not getting the ball to die off of a screen.
I would say the next closest overhead to that, that's deep and just that heavy cutter is Nunez.
Mm-hmm.
The ball, the thing is, with both of their overheads, when they hit them that well, the ball just stays so low. It just doesn't come off the deck at all.
Wow.
Smart. See, again, especially, it's the bang-bang play sometimes where Benkaim and Burus will light it up, but they've just been very successful with that kind of that push drive and going to the right spot. And they're doing it with no intention of winning the point. They're just pulling them in where the next lob's better.
And also just kind of probing. They're testing, and they're, Morgan missed it because he didn't step forward and close a little bit.
I tell you what, a lot of the success with Benkaim and Burus is their lobbing. Their lobbing is off the chart good.
It's a great overhead.
Sure was.
15 all.
Just snaps that forehand, doesn't he? Little probing drive, just to set the next ball up, next lob up. Have you seen Burus just light a backhand up yet?
He hasn't unloaded on maybe.
Because he can. That's it. Way to play that early, right?
Just think how he just flows through that two-hander.
Sure does. For a tall guy, just moves so well forward. Wow. And there again, Morgan, when it matters the most. Crazy sick volley, right?
Well, I always say, you know, when you get someone that's blitzing, and that's a great lesson for all players, that Morgan didn't try to avoid the blitz. He went right through the blitz.
Absolutely.
You know, and
two great volleys from Morgan. I do like that look from Burus, though,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
I do. I do.
Benkaim Burus lead the second set 4-3. McNerney Morgan won the first set 6-3.
I tell you what, after losing two 40-15 games, momentum could have completely shifted, but again, Morgan McNerney right the ship in a quick hurry. Sven Burus serving 4-3. Love 15. This is where, even though they have the lead, Mike, Burus and Benkaim got to be careful, because think about what just happened in the first set. 3 all tight, and then all of a sudden, runaway.
it's great overhead.
Sure is.
And I think if Burus is going to continue to go big to McNerney, he's got to get that serve to the side screen. You know, otherwise, we've seen McNerney let it go to that screen. It goes back screen, side screen, and then it's laying up for a relatively easy drive.
Do you think Benkaim and Burus, I mean, kind of a tricky question, do you think they've been more successful at the net or baseline?
15-30.
I don't know if there's a right answer. It's just
Yeah.
kind of an interesting conversation. You know what I mean? Because they're lobbing so well. I
think they're still under 50% points won as a serving team. So I don't have an answer. I really don't.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm saying obviously a huge part of the match. I mean, not suggesting they stay back, but just looking at from a matchup perspective, you know, hey.
I like them at the net. I think McNerney and Morgan are, you know, so solid with their net play
Yeah.
and overhead placement and the ability to kind of avoid trouble.
I like Benkaim in this position. Let's see if he pulls out his fourth. Do you think he should hit that overhead more, Mike? I mean, honestly, I think he has the opportunity. I mean, I only say that because it's just so good.
Yeah, but it's got to be at the right, the equivalent of a drive in the backcourt. You know, it's got to be at the right time. And McNerney's doing a pretty good job, and Adam Morgan doing a good job of lobbing that ball and not really allowing him to step up into the kind of the attack zone to hit. I mean, you see he's hitting a lot of these balls from service line area.
It's interesting, too, because, again, you get into these big points, and I'll repeat myself, the game just becomes so simple. Look at it. I mean, in a great way. Like, look how many overheads are being pushed down the middle, and there's really no spins. There's no rollers.
Yeah, and, you know, to use a phrase from golf, it's all fairways and greens.
Right.
You know, they're not hitting to sucker pins. They're not. It's.
And it goes back to what we were saying, is which team's going to press first here in a long point like this. Wow. Morgan digging. Wow.
Had to have painted the line.
Good job bailing there. And they realize that's not a good matchup for them. Ball sitting up high inside the service box.
Burus coming in with that two-hander.
Yeah. Oh, he had the look he wanted, though.
He did.
Wow. Ooh. Great hands by McNerney. That was not an easy volley. The ball was behind him.
Oh, like trub.
I tell you what, Mike, I'm going to just throw this out there. Are you ready?
Yeah, lay it on me.
I think the difference in this match is Adam Morgan's forehand. Is it on or is it not? Because when he locates it well and hits it well, it really is, in my opinion, it's a difference in the match.
Well, that's not surprising to me because you look back at when they won their national title last year. I mean, for a large stretch of that match,
right?
It was the difference maker. But you notice the two spots. There's really two spots that they're hitting their overheads. They're hitting it deep to Adam's backhand, or they're hitting that down-up overhead to the outside. And, you know, he's basically just waiting for a mistake where if they miss their spot.
That's why even the forehand he just missed, I actually like it because it was the bang-bang play.
Mm-hmm.
And right shot for sure. Wow. They are doing a great job of putting Morgan's back on those screens, aren't they?
Yeah. Boy, a point to go to 5-3 here for Burus.
Wow.
I mean, do you think at any point we get Morgan moving up? Just, I mean, I wouldn't suggest in this point, but
it's hard because that overhead's so high.
Yeah.
It's coming off the deck. I mean,
boy, that's about as much emotion that we've seen, you know, negative emotion from McNerney here. I don't know, since I've been watching him.
It's true.
Calling matches.
It's true. And I'll tell you what, I'm completely impressed with Benkaim and Burus. Just, I mean, I tell you what, they're just playing the big points really, really well this set. I mean, I know, again, I mean, it's telling us all what we've seen and know, but it's been consecutively, I mean, 2 no-ad games down 40-15, and then that game.
And back to the discussion I had mentioned with Burus prior to the match, you know, he was saying how, and to paraphrase, you know, that he's got a shot maker for a partner, and kind of being able to manage talent with the right decisions. And so far, Benkaim's been doing a great job. You know, playing within himself, playing within their plan.
For sure. You know, interesting enough, too, as much as we talk about McNerney and Morgan not giving you much, but guess what? Burus and Benkaim locked down 101 right here in this set, especially when it matters the most.
I like that.
Great volleys, great cover. Wow.
Wow.
What do you mean?
That was a master class on cutters right there. Some really good overheads.
Can I say it again? That's why I like him in that position.
Yeah. But really, he hasn't had. They haven't given him a lot of looks to really rotate the ball.
That's a great height by McNerney.
Great drive.
She really was. I mean, up in that chest area, and that ball was coming down too.
You notice too there how Burus didn't overhit, just a change in venue. And see, a lot of times the everyday player will look at that short ball and just kind of lose their mind and nuke the thing.
Don't want to get Morgan's forehand going here. Especially since we just decided it was a difference maker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Morgan made that look extremely easy.
It is not either.
Careful.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Don't poke the bear. I like that move from Morgan. He's shrinking kind of their target.
Right. But if you think about it too, go back to that forehand drive he just hit 2 balls ago. That changed, even though they lost a point 3 balls later, but that was when the scramble started.
Mm-hmm.
Just out. Was that Benkaim that hit that?
Yeah, it was.
First one he's missed long.
Well, he had a let cord one that skipped long.
Yeah.
Yeah, off
Okay.
the let cord.
That's what I said. The second one he's missed long.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, my headphones must be something
I
wrong.
know. I mean, what do you mean?
Overruled, I had the ball good.
Oh,
I don't want to take. I mean, if Tyler saw it, I shanked it, so I couldn't.
well, that's a gentleman. Overrule from the chair. That's what I love about this sport right there.
That is, talk about lockdown 101. That's class 101.
That would have taken us to a set point.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's at the end of the day, as much as we all want to win, I mean, you cannot get any classier than that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that even in the rules in a unofficiated match, if the partners disagree on the call, you play a let. But if it's an overrule from the chair, the play goes to, the overrule, whoever. Play goes against, or the point goes against who made the incorrect call.
Right.
For everybody at
Which
home, McNerney opted to say, let's play it over.
Yeah, and it was so cool, too, because he said, I shanked it, and he's, that ball's not round anymore, when it's landing or moving. Just,
Good cover.
wow. All the way in his corner. Wow.
Boy, ball must have been in. Doesn't lie, does it? All right. We've got a deuce point. Takes us a set point for Benkaim Burus.
Third one of this set, right?
Third deuce point.
I don't know if you lose 3 of those in a set, how you win the set, do you? I mean, wow. Wow.
Boy, what a play.
Wow. I love that move by Burus, though.
It was
a great move.
fantastic.
And not only that, he's playing the score. I mean, why not? Why not be aggressive like that when you're up?
Well, and that was, I mean, we talked about the strength of his two-hander, and I don't know how many two-handers he's been able to hit, but we saw 2 of them in that one point.
Yeah, you know what Burus does? I mean, he holds that and holds it, and he uses his left hand so well, and the ball just comes down, but more importantly, he just places it so nicely. All right. Russell Benkaim serving, up 5-4 in the second set. What's the difference in this game? Morgan's forehand?
We'll see.
I say it is.
I mean, they've been doing a really good job in this set, spotting their overheads.
He was looking for it there, wasn't he?
It's a good overhead.
Talk about a hard side back, right? I was just about to say Burus is putting a ton of pressure on them with that spin.
That was...
You notice how Morgan and McNerney had their back to the screen. I mean, they had no choice. They couldn't get the lob deep. Based on, I know I've said it a couple times, but based on the last point I just saw, I would love to see Burus in an overhead position now.
Oh, you're changing your tune,
I
huh?
am, exactly. You know why? Because I can.
Hey, you know what? It's the broadcaster's prerogative to change. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, all kidding aside, just go with the momentum, okay? Wow.
There's a discussion there, Morgan. That was such a nasty cutter from Benkaim.
I don't even know how he got
Morgan
that back.
whiffed it. McNerney was there to clean up the mess.
The nice thing, too, about, I mean, it's just competition, but there's that McNerney forehand. We did not see that last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we just didn't. And he was that good last year, but, I mean, I still stand by what I said earlier. I mean, he's rotated his grip a little bit more to the right, so he has to commit to it. And the spin on that, the ball, you just don't ever get the sense that he's pushing it, right?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I ever completed my thought on he has made, throughout his playing career, these incremental improvements on kind of shoring up any, I wouldn't even call them weaknesses, but turning kind of a dump zone where teams were able to hit the ball to his forehand, and he's making now teams pay with that forehand.
Absolutely.
1540.
Okay, we'll see if they can find some more of that 1540 magic.
Do you think Benkaim, with that cutter as good as it is, should aim more like in that situation, like right at Morgan? Or-
Definitely.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Just because your first thought is, I better get out of the way, and now you're scrambling. I mean, it's just,
5-all, the second set.
Well, I like the idea of hitting more of an aggressive shot to a slightly more conservative target.
yeah, if you're going to go big, have a big target, right?
Yeah.
Talk about momentum shifts.
It's a fickle beast, that momentum.
You talk about the scoring, okay? Talk about the new no-ad scoring server's choice on the men's side. Think about it. Morgan McNerney lost those 2 no-ad games. Momentum clearly in Benkaim Burus' favor. They just won a big no-ad point. Clearly the momentum in McNerney Morgan's favor. I mean, if you ask me as I think about it more and more, how it's changed the game, I just say it's a huge momentum factor. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you look at it, how they're able to rip off 3-4 games in a row, points. And boy, anytime you're stringing points together, momentum is in your favor. And we saw earlier in the set, Burus, Benkaim, where they strung, there were 2 games where they were down 15-40, and were able to win those. They strung three points in a row. And now we've got games in a row.
Yeah, 3 games in a row.
McNerney Morgan leads the second set 6-5 and won the first set.
And I think we both agree. Again, this is really McNerney Morgan's second season playing together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but they just play the big point so well. And if they had that mode where they lost 2 no-ad games, but they don't sit on it. They don't rest on it. It doesn't stay with them.
Well, the other thing is the negative. Yeah, they don't get too high. They don't get too low.
Right. They don't have the ups and downs. And to be honest with you too, Mike, talking about the emotion we saw from McNerney, which I think's cool. Look, they're the number 1 team in the country. They're in the national championships. They got a target on their back. There's pressure that goes with that.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to beat you. Probably going to switch back quickly. Yep. Why not? I tell you what, that overhead they're hitting to Morgan has been effective, though. Wow. Great look, though. And there's Morgan's forehand, right?
Yeah, they missed their spot, and he was able to step forward.
He's just waiting on it. Smart move. You notice, too, Morgan just ran off the court.
Yeah.
So if Burus was going to volley him, he would have to volley out. Match point. You heard Burus on that deep lob telling Benkaim that Morgan or McNerney were not coming in.
And not only that communication, but you see the eyes are always forward. He's not watching Benkaim hit the overhead. He's looking for that trouble that comes from the blitz in front of him.
And there it is.
Boy.
Game, set, match. McNerney, Morgan, 6,
Wow. Well, partner, that was a really good match. McNerney Morgan righted the ship there in that second set. Got any final thoughts for us here?
I do. You know, it just goes back to the mental toughness of McNerney and Morgan. They just do not beat themselves. And like a lot of the other great teams, if they have that little lull like they did with those two no-out games, they tighten it up in a big hurry. They really do.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said, there's just not a sustained high and low with those guys.
Yeah.
They're just so solid. It's what we said at the beginning of the stream is they just don't beat themselves. They're not going to.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap for the men's semifinals. We'll be back on the air. I think we've got the finals. They're slated for 1 p.m. Central Time here at Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois. On behalf of my partner here, Guy Moore, I'm Mike Raleigh, saying we'll see you all at 1 p.m.
Pleasure, Mike. Thank you so much.
You bet.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
For a lot of people, they have never heard of paddle until they were offered a membership here and wanted to jump on it because it's part of the community, it's part of the town.
You know, it's really community building entity, very well attended, because it marries the idea of doing something athletic with doing something social. Back in 2014, Needham Pool and Racket Club thought they might want to bring paddle to the club, and they started to pursue it, worked on it for a bit, and ultimately abandoned the idea in 2014. I was the president of Pool and Racket in 2018, and I was approached by a club locally known as the Truck Stop. They were shutting their club down up on the North Shore, and they asked if we would be interested in forming an entity where they would contribute 2 courts. So ultimately what we did is form a nonprofit entity, a 501c3. Truck Stop contributed their 2 courts. We added a 3rd court and built the hut, and we did that work beginning in 2018 and opened for business in October of 2021.
My name is Carlo Pretorius. I am the director of tennis at the Needham Pool and Racket Club, and I run the paddle program at the Needham Platform Tennis Club. The platform courts are surrounded by the tennis courts. It's a beautiful setup, and it's a unique place since paddle at this venue is pretty much brand new.
The Needham Club is getting started. They need a little assistance financially to get the club fundraising over the goal line. The APTA provided a grant and a 3-year loan to help them get their project on the way to fully funded and executed.
Very interesting about the club is that probably more than any other club, I would say 90% of the members were brand new to paddle.
We anticipated we were going to open October 1st, 2021. So we worked towards getting enough momentum so that when we opened up membership on February 1st, we would have substantially all of our membership done. In fact, we sold out our membership on February 1st, and I originally thought it would take us, say, from February 1st to like April 30th to get our membership substantially done, but we did it in one day, and pretty much everybody after that had to join the wait list. So we really didn't do much more than just do word of mouth advertising.
What's interesting about MPTC, or maybe unique about it, is a very affordable club, and you don't need to spend a huge amount of money to be affiliated with paddle.
Basically, we have two main levels of membership. We have family and we have individuals, and the majority of our memberships are family. So that would be a husband and wife and their children, and that counts as kind of one membership. And then we have individuals as well. And then the dues for an individual are $550, and that gives you unlimited play from October 1st through April 1st.
Needham residents actually got preference to join the club before any other town's members had an opportunity. So it definitely created a lot bigger social get to know each other feel around town. People who don't necessarily are into skiing told me how much more they look forward to the winters because it makes the winter feel small. And anybody who loves a ball and a racket and can do it in any conditions is gonna like it.
And if you're interested or your town's interested in forming a club, reach out to me, reach out to the APTA. Everybody's willing to help grow the sport locally or nationally. And I highly recommend pursuing a project. It will be a life changer for you and all the play.